Hey, this is Ann Maloney with NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune, and I am in the kitchen at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum with Councilwoman Cyndi Nguyen and Pepper Bowen, who does the Green Pepper podcast, and they're actually here to meet and talk, and I'm just tagging along because I want to see the Councilwoman make her egg drop soup.
Okay.
So I just had to see this, and so Pepper allowed me to come in. So Pepper, you're kicking off a new podcast series.
Yes, so I am director of Culinaria Center for Food Law, Policy, and Culture. We are doing a Green Pepper podcast where we invite policymakers and change makers to come in, talk with us about their favorite food memory, spend some time from that point talking about food policy. And Councilwoman Nguyen is possibly the best place to start, since there are so many amazing things that are possible around food policy down in District D. And I don't know how to make egg drop soup, so I am super
But you guys
excited.
have ate it, right?
Oh yeah,
Well,
Of course, everybody have an egg drop soup.
Yes, but I mean, I also eat jambalaya and paella and all sorts of things that I don't know how to cook. So
I get it. Yeah.
All right. So let's jump in, and then we can just be chatting about what we want to chat about.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity. It is so great to do something fun.
Yeah.
And talk about something so serious that impact people in the city of New Orleans, right? Absolutely. So I think this is a good way to kind of create space for people like me that look at things every day, policy, decision making, but cooking. I know. So when I got the invite, I was like, oh, they're so smart.
Well, we all cook. Even if we don't think
we have
cook,
to eat.
We have to eat at some
true
point.
story. I don't know why people don't make those connections, but that's
Yeah. Well, I do. I have 6 kids. And so when you have 6 kids, you don't have an option, you know.
This is true.
Yeah, I always say that if I was a single, the only thing I would have in my refrigerator is a bottle of wine, right? Crackers, maybe some cheese, and Vietnamese noodles.
That'd be it.
And that would be it. Yeah.
But you're a
I like the way you
long
think.
way from that.
No.
One day it'll all
One
happen.
day.
You'll all leave home.
Really? It does happen?
It's gonna happen. I have heard. I can't really attest to that. I'm just saying. I know.
We don't know what we're talking about.
And so.
At what
you-
age? Give me some hope. At what age? I have a 25-year-old daughter.
Oh well. I don't
Thank
know.
you for that response.
It'll be fine.
Well, I checked this morning. They're not planning to go
They're
anywhere.
still there.
So, but we're ready to talk egg drop soup?
Yes, please. And while we're talking egg drop soup,
I'm gonna just turn on the oven, the
what do you
stove.
need? What do you need first?
I'm gonna need the chicken broth.
Okay.
So just tell us why you picked this recipe and a little bit about
Well, it's
this food memory associated.
Yeah, so egg drop soup is something that's really simple to make, and as a working mom, this is something simple to put together when you're running late, right? Coming home late from a meeting, which happens every single day.
Sure.
Yeah, my kids is like, I think you have CP time. So I say, well, that's just part of the work. So, and it's and my kids love it. My youngest son, who is Eden, he's very particular about his food.
Sure.
And so he eats egg drop soup. Mm-hmm. He doesn't eat pizza.
Really?
Yeah, so actually what he likes to eat is rice, soy sauce, egg drop soup, French fries. It has to be McDonald's French fries. No chicken, but it has to be chicken nuggets at McDonald's. So it's very selective. And so finally when we got him hooked onto egg drop soup,
Sure.
so I make it every day. So that way he gets his...
You make it every day?
Yeah, try
Excellent.
it. Yeah. If not, if I'm running late, I'll go to the nearest Chinese store and whip it up together really fast for them. So chicken broth.
Did you grow up eating egg drop?
Yeah.
Was it a family thing or?
I think it's basically when you look at family these days, it's affordability.
Sure.
Right? And so the audience is going to learn that a lot of the ingredients that we use are very basic, inexpensive.
Right.
And so I grew up with 6 brothers and sisters coming over at the age of 5 with very limited resources. My parents were still trying to get their feet wet.
Absolutely.
Father was a fisherman by trade. And so trying to survive and be practical.
Sure.
And so this is something simple to make that you could literally feed the entire family You know, and it's good. It's not bad at all.
It's good for you.
Yeah,
It's got
exactly.
good- I mean,
and
it's
it's
got
light.
ginger,
Yeah,
it's got-
exactly. So,
So
while
it's
that
nice.
is being boiled, so I'm gonna just start chopping some of the ingredient. Grab a knife.
Okay.
Any prefer? Okay.
Okay, well, let's see. You want that little one or you want one of these?
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to give me that kind of big knife.
No, okay, that's not too
I'm
much.
scared in the
All right.
kitchen. So, ginger is really good, right? And I don't know if you guys know, but in the Vietnamese culture, after a woman has their baby, we actually eat ginger to cleanse out our system.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. So of course, after all my delivery, my mom will have ginger drink for me.
Okay.
And I would drink that for 31 days.
Oh.
It
Like
flush
a
out
tea or-
Yeah, like a tea type.
Okay.
I flush out basically all the blood from the delivery, and it tighten up your inner organs.
Wow.
And, yeah.
It's like a natural
Yeah,
medicine.
exactly. So my first one was 8 pounds, my second one was 10 pounds, my third one was 7 pounds, and the triplets were born 5 pounds a piece.
Wow.
All right. So getting back to the ginger.
So very healthy baby.
Very healthy.
Good.
Very
Wow,
healthy.
that's great.
I know, and a lot of people is like, oh, it has, but it's a very nice
love
taste,
it.
right?
Oh, I love ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get used to it. You have
Yeah.
to know to expect it. It has a little peppery flavor to it,
Yeah.
too, which I like.
And then if you don't like the ginger, just add a little bit sugar into it so it could, be a little bit sweet. But it's really good for women that are about to have a baby. I would recommend, if you want to get your body back into shape, get some ginger.
All right.
Not
You know.
breastfeeding.
Huh? They don't talk about breastfeeding with me. Yeah.
Okay, no.
3 kids. Yeah,
What?
no, thank you.
I did them one at a time. I'm a slow lane.
If you have triplets, you can't do one at a time when they're hungry.
No.
No.
You get attacked. But yeah, ginger is really good. So I cook a lot. My husband also cooks at home for us, and he cooks a lot with ginger.
I love ginger.
Yeah. So you want to just chop it up really thin, because you don't like kids, they don't want to eat this kind of
No.
stuff. So you want to make sure you smash it up as much as you can, and then that way it's because you want the
Just the flavor.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
the pieces of ginger
exactly.
in your mouth.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So you said your family came here. Were you all born? You had your 6
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, so you were all born in.
Well,
where were you
four
born?
of us. 4 of us was born in Vietnam. So I was
Okay.
born in Phu Tinh, which is in the rural area. And we left in 1975, so I was 5
Okay.
years old at that time.
All right.
And so people always ask me, it's like, well, what were you thinking? I'm like, shucks, I thought I was going on a vacation. Like really excited, about going. Then that vacation became 43 years in America, which I love. I fell in love with America. Became a U.S. citizen in 1993.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so this is home for me.
Of course.
This is definitely home.
And you
Okay.
have,
It's bothering
you have
me.
lots of, family recipes that you. Oh, let me get.
Oh no! I could with my work. I could only master at least one dish.
Just one.
This is it, right?
This is it.
All right.
Other than that, I try not to because I use the little space that I have in my brain for other stuff.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, so you gotta kind of pick
So you
and
said
choose.
your husband cooks?
My husband cooks. Yes, yeah, he cooked last night for us. Thank God because I didn't get home until late.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm still running summer camp. So you guys know that.
No, I didn't know you were
Yeah,
starting
yeah. I've
summer
been running summer camp for the past 19 years, and I'm not about to give it up.
Okay.
So we had
Yeah,
a meeting with our parents last night, and so excited about that because kids are very important to me. I mean, so if anybody wants to get to me, bring a child.
Okay.
That would be directly to my heart. So
It's a little tip.
that's right. Because I really believe that we have to rebuild our community for our children. We got to be built for for the future. And so I think a lot of the work that you guys are doing, Pepper, and I know we met yesterday.
Yes.
Right.
Talking about other things,
about
but
future.
always around food.
Correct. And we definitely need to increase access to food for the people in the L9 and in the upper 9.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the key is always, how do you do that? How do you create space to where everybody could feel like they're part of it? And the community is so diverse now. And people from different, we're not talking about just ethnicity, we're talking about gender, we're talking about all sorts of age, religion, and different type of food.
Sure.
So So what are some of the policies that you guys are working on?
So we're doing a number of different things, and ultimately, I also wear a hat as chair of the Food Policy Advisory Committee, and one of the things that we're doing is really looking at the larger system of New Orleans and what the local food system is, and so for those people who don't know, the food system itself is from farm to fork, how you get food, where food is translated, from whether it be the growing to processing to distribution to consumption, the entire scheme. So trying to understand exactly where all of those bits and pieces are, and we're also releasing the food policy assessment sometime in June, doing a big press release in the same month as the local challenge, and looking at options for how it is that we can maybe find out a little bit of what it is that fall at District E, because there are larger swaths of vacant land that are available down there, or down and out District E. That what you guys have in mind and how it is that we can be of service to help you figure out what it is that the policies need to look like, shaping for not only those food value adders, for the food businesses, but also for those folks who just, like to eat.
Yeah, and everybody likes to eat.
I know, and so many people don't understand that there's more to just eating than eating. That your food choices, everything that you decide to eat and consume and how you consume it will actually shape policies around those things.
Yeah.
And it has a huge impact on health as well.
True,
So
true. Food is public health.
Food
is public health.
So I'm actually just cutting the onions, getting that ready. So we'll drop on top of it.
It smells good in here already.
Oh, it really does.
And a lot of this, like the green onions, I know in the Mishu area, we have some farmers that actually grow green onions. And so when you talk about just the policy that a lot of working class family could actually have this in the back of their yard.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking the other day I had a salad, and I'm like, oh, it would be great if I could just go back to my backyard and cut some lettuce, some tomatoes, and and piece everything together.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be a great feeling? And I know the Vietnamese community, farming was also very big in our culture as well. I remember when my grandparents were living, they had a kind of like a garden in the back, and they grew everything, all the mints.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. Oh my God. And now, my grandparents have passed away. My mom still tries to grow some of it in the back of her yard, but we don't have like the extent like my grandparents used to have. I remember getting lettuce. Just going to the back and cutting lettuce and then bringing it in and cleaning it, and you'd be able to eat it. And for some reason, it tastes so much better.
Of course it does.
Than buying it, right? I think because you don't have to put the money out. I think that's the best part about it.
That's part of it.
But it's very fresh.
It's very fresh.
Yeah.
And it ripens on the plant.
It ripens right there on the vine,
Correct.
and you're picking at the peak of freshness. It's got greater nutrients, and so if you're picking it for distribution and shipping, you got to pick it before it's ready.
Correct.
And it ripens in the back of a truck, which isn't always good for taste value, but it is good for shipping and keeping, if you can buy in bulk, keeping those prices low. So the farmers that are out in the Mishu area, are there...
I just start cracking the eggs. Do you have a bowl?
You know what? I forgot about the bowl.
I'll be right back.
So far, we've chopped up ginger, onion, we're about to add the egg, right?
Yes, and just to let people know what's going on here, we are at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum's Rouse's Center, Jen Eyre Kitchen, which is fabulous, with Pepper Bowen, who does the Green Pepper podcast, which is on food policy, and Councilwoman Cyndi Nguyen, and she's making her traditional egg drop soup.
Egg drop soup.
You're gonna make egg drop
It's going to be great. It's going to be much better than anything I could have made.
So far we've got the broth going, chicken broth, 4 cups of chicken broth. We've got fresh ginger that she's minced and some green onions. Green onions go on top after it's all done.
Yeah.
And so she said this is a really healthy dish that she makes for her own family, and quick and easy weeknight dinner, which is something we're all looking for, right? I mean, that's one of the things I get more requests for, are things that people can make on a weeknight.
And simple and fast. Yeah.
See, that's how we know you're a pro at this recipe, because I saw you just eyed that water.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh really? Oh my God. I didn't.
We're watching you.
And it's really fun because when you think about, because I have 6 kids, I have 3 busy triplets boys, and so I let them crack the eggs. You know, I
Yeah,
share the duty
right.
with them. So you know,
Absolutely.
I know they're gonna make a mess, but oh well, at least they're having fun, so they could kind of not nag you. Like, Mom, can you gotta do this? Mom, can you do that? So. But cooking should be fun for everybody
should
too.
be,
So it's not just about creating a healthy meal, but it's also about bringing families together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you guys know everywhere we go, we gotta have food. Right? Because I know every
Sure.
time when we talk about an event, okay, what we eating? That's like the first thing we ask, what are we eating?
Well, culturally in New Orleans, it's
Correct.
one of the things that we do. I don't know why people don't do it at other places, but whatever. So tell me more about the food production outlets that you have in District E. So when I say that, I mean the folks who are actually growing things, whether that be in New Orleans East or
Yeah.
in the Ninth Ward.
So I know that in the E, with Mary Queen, MQV and CDC, they started the urban farming. I don't know if you guys have been able to.
I've been out there to pick up trees.
It's pretty extensive, right? And I'm like, oh my God, when they first started off, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be so messy.
Wow.
But then now it's so organized. Everything is, you know, organized on the plan. And I know they have a cooperative agreement with some of the group. And so, but yeah. And I think, you know, more so a lot of our first generation are still planting and growing. And I think for me is that I don't know if my generation is going to keep that work up or not.
Why not?
Yeah, because I guess, you know, we're different and living a different society now. So this is a reality. You know, when you have a career that you're always in the office, and your hand doesn't get really, really dirty in the dirt.
Sure.
Right? And then the only time you have is maybe a Sunday because
Gotcha.
you also work Saturday.
Right.
And I think that's where the challenge is going to be. Is how do we sustain a lot of the cultural, the traditional work that our first generation started, you know? And so, you know, but I think it'll be very interesting. I know my sister tried to, I have an older sister, and she works at a school.
Okay.
And I guess because she's older than me, so she, you know, and she doesn't have kids like I do.
Wait, so she can work at a school or she can garden?
She could do both.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, she could do both, you know. So,